Hello and welcome to another session from Cyber Sniper Solutions. Today we will discuss about the recent ban put by the Indian government on Chinese mobile applications. So on this slide are the topics that we are going to cover today. I will explain each of them as we go along. So let's talk about the background. So India wants to build infrastructure projects in the Galwan Valley region, which is close to the Chinese border. China obviously has objection to it, and on 15th of June 2020, Chinese troops entered the Indian territory and opposed the construction. This led to a standoff between the two armies, and 20 Indian soldiers were martyred. With this background, one can understand that the Indian government wanted to retaliate on various fronts, such as the diplomatic and the economical front, and therefore this ban on Chinese applications is part of that strategy. Now, this is not the first time that India has banned the Chinese applications. This was the third time, and on 29th June, 59 mobile applications were banned. On 27th of July, 47 mobile applications were banned. And now, on the 2nd of September, 118 mobile applications were banned by the Indian government. This takes the total number to 224. In this set of mobile applications, the noted application that was banned is PUBG, which is a popular gaming application. And you can see on the screen, not only India, but Taiwan also blames China for cyber attacks and hence has banned some Chinese applications. So let's understand why ban these apps in the first place. And secondly, to understand that, we need to know how far is the reach of these applications. So PUBG as a game has close to 17 crore users in India. Super Cleaner app has 9 crore users and U Dictionary has 6 crore users. Indian intelligence agencies gave inputs to the government that these applications are posing a security threat and also a threat to the integrity and sovereignty of this country. And along with that, it also poses a risk or threat to public safety. Now you can imagine that with these numbers that I just gave you about these apps, how far the total 224 apps could have reached in terms of number of users. Now, what happens when these apps are installed? They obviously need a lot of permissions to operate, and these include having access to contacts, SMS, call logs, mic and camera, storage, location, device details, connectivity details, and so on and so forth. Now, what do these applications do with these number of permissions? They obviously read that data, and that data is collected, stored on servers outside of India. Now, since these applications are Chinese applications, the data collected is passed on to servers based in China. Now, it is said that 70% of the data leakages are attributed to Chinese applications. So they have a larger role to play in terms of stealing user information, which also can include card details, your passwords, your OTPs, etc. So this amount of data is obviously searched for meaningful information, such as by data mining and artificial intelligence techniques. And this could also land up on dark net, and this data could be sold. For example, if credit card data is sold, the buyer could clone those cards and make withdrawals or purchases online. Of course, there are other things which are needed, not just the card numbers, but when this data is stolen, it also provides you insights into other information. Chinese made mobile devices are also suspected of stealing user information and espionage, spying. One of the known ones was Xiaomi mobile phones. Now, what could be the main reason for this? Now, there are laws in China which require companies to share the data that they have collected, share or give access whenever demanded by the government to state intelligence agencies. Obviously, when intelligence agencies have access to such data, they are going to censor any anti-China content which appears in this, and obviously this will give a push to their own narrative, whether it is on social media or any other platforms. So Chinese intelligence agencies can have access to data of Indian citizens whenever they want, and this is by law. So the law is China's National Intelligence Law of 2017. Now this was contested by large companies, but it's still in effect. Let's come to the permissions required by PUBG. Now you can see that we have highlighted certain permissions such as run foreground service, retrieve running apps, change network connectivity, prevent phone from sleeping. What does that mean? This means if, let's take an example of retrieve running apps. It means that any app which is running in parallel on your phone along with this game, this game is going to take that information. Now it could also mean not just the name of that application, it could also mean the data which is related to that application that is residing in the phone memory at that time, and especially the RAM. So if it is inside the RAM, this application may possibly read it and pass it on. So this is very risky. Now, how do you identify applications which are unsafe? So what do you do? So once you start the installation of any application from your Play Store, it starts asking you for permission. So you need to carefully look at those permissions and make a judgment whether these permissions are really necessary for the application to perform its function, the intended function. You can see on the screen on the left side, there are 3 applications. The permission screenshots are listed. One is a high powered torch, the other is a flashlight, and the third one is a citizen calculator. All these 3 apps you can see are requesting location. None of these applications require the location to be known for functioning. For example, the flashlight has to function irrespective of location. The calculator also has to perform irrespective of location. if there are such applications which are asking permissions which are excessive, which are irrelevant, then such permissions should be denied. And therefore, we are saying that these could be potentially malicious applications and therefore unsafe. On the other side, you can see the calculator, which is a stock calculator that comes with your pre-installed in your mobile phone. This is not asking for any additional permissions, which means this is safe to use. So this kind of analysis one can do on the permissions requested by the applications. Now let's look at some additional points. Data security and privacy. Now one must understand that data security and privacy does not come by default. It needs to be configured. So what are the steps, or what are the other things that you should know? So one should be aware that there are a lot of threats in the cyber world. There are a good amount of social engineering attacks. So one should be aware of such things. One should understand the capabilities of the mobile handset that you are using, so that you don't end up downloading unnecessary apps and giving them excessive permissions. Keep personal information to a minimum on social media. Set your privacy settings to allow only trusted people to view your content, view the contents. Of course, this is possible only if the platform allows. Set privacy settings of old posts to view only for yourself, because your contact list, your connection list, followers list, friends number keeps growing, and you don't know which person who has recently joined you or followed you, how he could use the previous content that you have uploaded. So it is important that once the relevance is lowered, you could change the settings. Lock your profiles wherever possible. Again, this is dependent on the platform that you're using. Keep different passwords for social media and banking. And frequently change your passwords. Do not allow applications to store the passwords. Now, let's come to Indian Information Technology Act, that's called the IT Act of 2000. Section 69 of this act is the power under which it gives the power to the government, under which they have taken this step of banning the mobile applications. And this is just for additional information. This slide gives our contact details, and you could reach us on any of these platforms with your queries. Also, if you like this video, please hit the like button and also share and comment. Also, for any further videos, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you will be notified of any new videos or contents that we bring. Thank you.